Yeah, this is the last like scheduled thing that we're doing for the year. We have the New Year's Eve show tonight, right? But that's not really scheduled, right? The first regular, excuse me, regular laser show is right now. So I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I hope that for those of you who didn't catch around Christmas, you had an amazing Christmas, holiday, solstice, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, just a day, whatever. By the way, I made a big change to the captions. So if they look weird or they behave in a weird way or they seem literally out of place, let me know. I am now using a web source thanks to the developers over there, and thank you guys so much for making that happen. Thank you. So, a couple details about the show tonight, which we'll talk about more later, and then we'll kind of get into things. All right? All right. So, tonight at 10:20 Central Time, because I want to make sure there's enough time to have an intro and do the show properly before we actually get into the actual New Year's deal here in the Central Time Zone. We're gonna go live, and we have a clip show. We have one of those cheesy 80s clip shows. Just took all the best Twitch clips from the last year plus and glued them together with minimal edits and very minimal exclusions too. So some of them make sense, some of them don't. And the ones that don't make sense, I figured out what they're supposed to be. I just left them in hopes people would figure out what they are, but it's not a big deal. So we'll be watching them together. I'll be on screen going ha 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 right along with you. It'll be cool. Troy says, I'm only on here for a minute, but wanted to say thanks for being a great friend, source of inspiration. Happy New Year and best wishes to you and all guys in 2019. You as well, sir. Happy everything to you. All right. I hope to see you tonight for the New Year's Eve show, but if you can't be there, I will see you next year. All right. Love your face. Love me some Skeletroy. Love me some Skeletroy. Or Skillet Roy, as the captions are calling him. I don't get that. The cats think that Farron is left forever to walk the dogs, which is never true. Won't be around tonight, but be there in spirit. Spirit. All right, brother. You have an amazing day and an amazing new year. All right? Skillet Roy. Skillet Roy, everyone. He is in the clip show, by the way. There's a clip from one of the podcasts we did. So his face will be on there. We're laughing and snorting. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. We'll do that tonight. And then I'll be live at normal time tomorrow. Because for as late as I'll be up for a New Year's thing, I'm normally up that late anyway. Normally up till like 1:30 in the morning anyway. Because, I stay up that late. That's just a thing. So we're doing that. And then we'll just resume the year as the year goes on and things and stuff. So, looking forward to all of that. I'm actually really excited to start a new year. I am. I think it's going to be really cool. This year was very all over the place in all the good ways. And, very, very few of the bad ones. But I think when all the dust has settled, it was an amazing year for the community, for me, and everything. Oh, okay. Okay, Farron, just let me know where she's going. Going to get the kid. Going to get the kid. So, that'll be cool. So, moving into our topic today, which I think kind of glues into, like, the New Year theme that we're going to be having. I didn't want to have tonight's New Year's Eve thing have any kind of, like, heavy discussion. I wanted to just have fun and celebrate. So I figured, well, if we're going to do something New Year's-y in terms of our discussion, this would be the way to do it. Because there was a point where I was considering rescheduling the stream to start later in the day at like 7 or 8 and just be this long marathon into the new year. And I thought, Nah, I don't want to do that. I wanted to have the normal schedule, to keep consistent, and then have a bonus stream for the thing. So, regret does not equal personal growth, okay? Looking back at a mistake that you made and going, I wish I hadn't done that, that by itself doesn't really teach you anything. And it's not something that the more regrets you have, the more wise you will become. Where I feel that wisdom and strength and growth come from are the whys behind the mistakes you made. Knowing why you did something and understanding why you don't want to do those things again, and then figuring out how to avoid those things later. But sitting there going, I shouldn't have done that. That was bad. It's not going to help you. And a lot of people have this thing with what everyone calls New Year's resolutions, where I want to lose weight, I want to treat my partner better, I want to quit smoking, I want to, there's a myriad number of things. And I think a lot of times the reason that these ideas and goals don't stick is because they come from a place of self-deprecation, or kind of a, man, I really shouldn't have eaten as much as I did this year, or, oh man, I really shouldn't have taken this person for granted, or, oh man, I really shouldn't have, it's always, I should have done this, so this year I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to do this instead. And I think when it comes from, when you set a goal from a place of negativity, meaning you're saying, this was a negative outcome that I had that I want to avoid, right? So, like, if you're driving a car, you're not, like, changing your destination. You're just avoiding a pothole. So you're on the same road. You're on the same path, and you're saying, well, this time I won't hit the pothole. No, you need to completely change your route and avoid the road that pothole was in the first place. Because if you change your path, if you change your route to get to where you want to be in life, you'll never hit that pothole again because you're on a completely different road, a completely different path. And that's where I'm coming from with this whole regret doesn't equal personal growth thing. You have to be able to say, I've done this before. I need to stop comparing things to what I have done in the past that have given me what I don't like about my life. And then just switch gears and move forward. Il Conti, what's up to yourself? Happy 2020. You're a year early, sir. You're a year and some change earlier. 2019. You're not that far in the future, bro. You're not. But happy everything, all the same. How are you? Il Conti. Haven't talked to him in a while. Holidays do that to you. You get busy and go and get busy. But I need to talk to him soon. So I see you. But I feel like when we talk about these ideas, these goals that we have for ourselves, especially around this time of the season, you have to rethink everything. You have to be willing to kind of, you have to think of this as a different, completely different thing, because people tack on goals to a path that they have. Whereas I think the whole path needs to change. You need to change where you're coming from as well as your destination. My thought process. Conti says, I did not know you were a proud father. I am. I have a soon-to-be 16-year-old daughter. And, no, wait. Yeah, 16. Whew. Took me a second. And then I have two stepchildren, 10 and 15. 14. Yes. So, yeah, proud dad. In fact, I spent this morning putting together a late arriving desk chair for the stepson. He got himself a little gaming chair. I wouldn't sit in it because I'm way too heavy, even though it says it's heavy and it'll hold my weight. It's not padded enough for the old bum. And but I think he's gonna love it. It's a nice chair. It's got everything that like a traditional DX racer has, without the price tag, and it's meant for someone who's a bit lighter. It's meant for someone a bit smaller. So like a petite person or, a growing kid, it works for. And because of his relatively small size, he's tall, but he's thin. This chair will probably last him for quite a while. because it raises up enough so it won't be a problem with his height, and it'll be good. Hello, Yokanti's sister. My name is Jim. It is nice to meet you in a very detached sort of way. Hi. Dad's ill. Well, they call me Mom around here, so it's weird. Well, hi, Sarah. Hi. I'm Jim. Is this weird yet? Is this weird? I hope so. If it isn't, here's some hype to make it weird.
Oh, shit. What is that? What is
It's Sarah.
that?
I don't know what the that was.
That was me hyping Sarah, motherfucker. Sorry. That's what we do around here. We make things weird. It is. If I didn't do that at least once in the first 10 minutes, y'all be like, what the hell's wrong with Jim? He hasn't done hype in like 8 seconds. Come on. Come on. Come on. You know? Speaking of regrets, I uploaded the clip show without any commentary to YouTube yesterday in the hopes of releasing it tomorrow morning. So the people that follow me on YouTube that maybe don't have the wherewithal to go into Twitch and get VODs and stuff would have the clip show to watch, and it'd be an easy way to show it. YouTube blocked that video. Blocked it. And everywhere. Because of one song that was in there for less than 15 seconds and I was speaking over it. Now, I take copyright very seriously. I take intellectual property very seriously. However, there's this thing called fair use, which many, many publishers of many, many forms of art just fucking ignore. They ignore it. People don't come here to listen to music. They come here to just listen to me. And if I was just sitting here doing this and just announcing the song and then letting the song play, if I was playing DJ like that, I get it. But I'm doing like 6 different things. The music happens to be a component of that. And when you also add to the fact, this is the part that pisses me off the most about the YouTube thing. My channel's not monetized. At all. At all. So, if Google chose to run ads on those videos, which they still can, and that's fine if they want to, then they could just take the ad revenue and throw it at whatever copyright holder, well, I'm not going to name names, that had an issue. So now that's a revenue stream you didn't have before. What's the fucking problem? I'm not making any money off of that video. Not a cent, not a dime. In fact, technically, it puts me in a hole because I took many hours of time to get it all together, make sure it looked the way it needed to look, which no one paid me for. So I spent my most valuable resource, time, to make the video, put it up. I used my internet to put it up there. And I don't expect to be compensated in any way for that. I don't expect that. I've given up on being monetized on YouTube. If it happens, cool. I will probably change a couple things with the format of stuff that I put on there. But for right now, who gives a shit? Like if they want to put ads on that, make money for the platform, that's fine. It works as a promotional tool for the channel and for our community, and I'm okay with this. But for one 15-second clip that was not isolated music in any way, out of 38 minutes of clearly community and an individual entertainer-driven content, for that whole thing to get blocked summarily, that's draconian as fuck. Didn't even give me the option to remove the song or mute the song or whatever. So I might re-upload it, and then where the song was, just overdub. I'll just make that part silent and just overdub "fuck YouTube" over and over and over and over and over and over. I might do that because that's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. I love how it doesn't bleep fucking, but it bleeps bullshit. I don't get that. It's funny to me. I don't understand. But ultimately, it's something where I'm going to be putting it up here. I know that those clips will be fine on Twitch because I downloaded them from Twitch. The clips have been there for, in some cases, over a year. And they're fine. So I'm not worried about that. But I am beginning to wonder if there's something in the algorithm, and this is, okay, guys, this is pure tinfoil hat. Get ready. This is tinfoil hat shit right here. I'm starting to wonder if they're targeting creators who primarily stream on Twitch or primarily create content on Twitch or other platforms other than YouTube. And, I wonder if they're like, they flag certain accounts and are like, well, this guy's a Twitch guy, so we're going to watch him a lot closer. We don't want him making money on this platform because he's not, I don't know. I'm just whining at this point. It's a really immature thing to do. I really shouldn't be stomping my feet like this. I'm a grown man, and I have other avenues to do what I'm doing. And we're going to show off this clip show tonight on Twitch. It won't be a problem. And I'll be able to put the video in its entirety on Twitch. It won't be a problem. But I want as many people to be able to see this fucking thing as possible because a lot of people in the community worked really hard to make it happen. There's a handful of people in the community that are really focused on clipping cool moments of the channel and making sure people can see them, which is a huge thing for the community. And I want to celebrate them and you guys for one night, and YouTube's like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, back off, dude. It's really, it's just stupid. Sorry. Maybe I'm hangry. That's right. We started another stream. Not a single bite to eat in my tum-tums. Meanwhile, there's a ton of food in the fridge, and the freezer, and everywhere else. I got tons of food. Just haven't eaten. Woke up, came here, made a few changes to OBS and whatnot, and then started working on that chair and worked on the chair just until I had to get ready to do the stream, and thankfully the chair was done. Didn't eat anything. It's not smart. It's not healthy. Bad gym. I know. Okay. No, it's bad. Okay, I get that. But I don't regret it. You see what I did there? I brought it all the way around. Back to front. So, I mean, that is one thing. That is something that I want to change about how I run the stream in my life moving forward. It's something I thought about this morning. It's like, well, you stream Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays at a certain time, and Charlie's barking, which means there may be someone at the door. I'll be right back. My apologies. Sorry about that. Turned out to be nothing. Guy picking up trash. Dog's like, oh my God, there's a guy that comes here every day, does the same thing, and I gotta tell you. I'm like, come on, dude. So, it's all right. Dog logic, it happens. But I did get myself an oatmeal cream pie while I was up. Not the healthiest thing in the world, I get it. But it has... Oatmeal's not bad for you. It's just the cream in the middle's not so great for you. And it's better than me eating nothing for 3 or 4 hours, right? Right? I don't recommend this. It tastes good, though. Love a good oatmeal cream pie. Things said in an orgy. That's true. What can you do? Mama, good oatmeal cream pie, things in an orgy, missile. An orgy missile? It's hilarious to me. Very funny. I should not talk with my mouth full. It is funny, though. I swear, a person could make an entire Twitter account of just screenshots of failed captions. And it would take off. It would go viral. I'm telling you. It would be insane, right? So, but yeah, I want to take the health side of the stream a lot more seriously because having a good breakfast, being prepared is super important. Or maybe doing meal prep to where I have a snack in the middle and just stop the stream. It's like, we're going to eat now. You know, something. Because I don't like getting up from the stream at this point. I don't feel like I have to. Now that I vape, I don't need to go outside to smoke. I've lost a lot of weight. And I don't feel like I need to get up and walk around too much. Like, I don't feel like physically a need to get up. And I don't stream for extremely long periods of time. So I can kind of sit and do what I need to do. So I'm kind of in this place where I want to make sure if I'm going to be doing things in this way, that I'm preparing and being realistic with that. And making sure that I'm not distracting myself in the morning and getting something to eat is a very important part of that. But if I just say, I'm going to do things the same way I'm doing otherwise, and just tack this on, I know from experience over the last 4 or 5 years, I'm not going to do it. So I have to change the way that I do things on my days off. That's what has to happen. So with that in mind, one of the things I have to do is make it a point to not do anything until I've eaten or prepped a meal in some way on my days off. Otherwise, I am not gonna. I see a banana out of the corner of my eye. I'm gonna be a smart guy and get a banana. Right here. Don't worry, it's right here. Oh. Banana. Looks weird because of the green screen. But I got a banana. Banana, banana. Gonna eat me some potassium in my banana. Well, I think that's good for me. I mean, between that and the oat milk cream pie, should be good for a while. And bananas are super good for you. And I bought a shitload of them on Saturday. But I haven't had any yet, so I'm eating one now. No regrets. But now, banana cam. I put a close up me eating the banana, but that's not. I'm not doing that. Besides, Murder's not here. That's something she'd want me to do. Put the banana in your mouth, mother. I'm not doing that. I do not. I'm well aware of the Supreme phenomenon, and I'm not a fan. It's not a brand. It's wholesaling with a sticker on it. It's funny though. Just further proof that people will buy anything. I bet if you put a Supreme sticker on that banana, they'll go, oh, $5 for this banana, dude. It's funny. I've heard stranger things. Much stranger things, you know. But let's look at a banana. Got it at Aldi. For those of you that don't know, in the States, in certain parts of the United States, there's a store called Aldi, which is, they make a lot of their own stuff. They source a lot of their own stuff. And they sell direct to make it, it's a direct, business to, so it's kind of like Sam's Club, but on a smaller scale kind of thing. Trap, you have a Supreme Brick? I hope not. I hope not. AMVB's like, yeah, I bought a banana and I'm selling it now. Would you also happen to have a bridge in San Francisco with a Supreme logo on it? Not afraid who stood in line for hours to buy a brick. The kid told me about this. I didn't know anything about it until about 3 months ago. And I'm like, it makes sense from the standpoint of idiots will do anything. If you tell people often enough that something is super exclusive, they'll want it. I don't care if it's video games. I don't care if it's, a branded piece of clothing or a brick or a banana or whatnot. They'll buy it. And it's, one of the downsides to a free market, one of the downsides of capitalism in general. But it's certainly interesting, Perhaps it says, I asked him why. He said it's like a collectible. I said, it's a brick, though. Exactly. In the 70s, there was something called a pet rock, which was literally a rock in a box. And they re-released them later out of a sense of nostalgia. Like, here's the thing. If you really want to make a lot of money, okay, and widen your audience, make 2 versions of the pet rock. You sell the pet rock that has a rock in it, and then for a substantially reduced price, you just sell the box. You can put any rock you want in there. Like for $1, just $1, you sell the pet rock box. And I can find whatever rock I want and put it in that box. Because I could call my rock a rescue. You see? And like for those of us that are like, I'm not paying for a rock, I could be talked into buying the box. Which I'm not entirely sure that's smart, but I'm just saying I would probably do it. So, I've I've been accused of worse, and I've certainly bought less valuable things in my life. You know, it's just one of those things. You know, people get into what they want to get into, and at the end of the day, if you've earned your money, if you're an adult and you've paid your bills, you've earned your money, you can spend it on whatever you want. And even then, if you haven't paid your bills, you can technically still spend that money on anything you want. There's inherent risk in doing that, but you can. So if you want to buy a Supreme banana or a Supreme brick, a pet rock, an oat milk cream pie, a used condom, you can do whatever you want. I mean, I wonder if there's a market for used condoms. There probably is. I mean, in a world where, like, there's whole websites dedicated to, like, people sending, you know, soiled underwear and stuff. Like, there's weird stuff out there. It would make sense to me that somewhere there's somebody using condoms and selling them. I don't know what the going rate for those would be. And it's disgusting to me personally, but I understand. Traps says, I agree. It's your money. Do whatever the hell makes you happy. It doesn't mean I won't have a laugh at you. Like, oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, one could argue that me owning Destiny 2 on 3 different platforms is a waste of money. I would argue that even with spending the money I have on Destiny 2 for all 3 of those platforms, I have spent far less in a year and a half on video games than many other gamers. Because I only take games on Steam or PC or anything else. Like all my PlayStation games, I've spent, you know how much I spent this year on PlayStation games this year? Outside of Destiny? $5. $5. And I bought Burnout Paradise. Everything else was a PlayStation Plus freebie. So, insert typical dead game comment. Meh. Not dead. We'll be playing it later today. Gotta get them boots. Get to 650. We got 2 powerful reward pursuits we can do right away. And then I've got a bounty I have to try and finish, and if it doesn't look like I'm going to finish it, I can switch to alternate characters and get a few of their bounties done. That'll be good stuff. But, you know, it makes me laugh, you know. And I think that what we're talking about with, like, spending your money the way you want, I think it ties into the topic very, very well. How many times have you heard someone say, man, I wish I hadn't spent that money on bleh? You know, that happens all the time. Wrapped Up says, nah, been loving Black Armory. 2 out of 3 at 650, just 5 levels away from a trio. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I haven't actively been pushing the alts at all. I just decided to wait until the Titan got to 650, and then I'd have a way to go. Because right now, so Alice is 1 Hisagir, which is 2 light levels away from 650. So she's 649 and some change. But then my Warlock's at 623.5 and my Hunter's at 628.1. And you start doing powerful gear at that point, it starts to leapfrog pretty quick. Because then when you get a full set of armor around that level, it'll all jump up another 10 and it'll just leapfrog really easily. So I'm pretty stoked on that. But people do. They will buy something and then later they'll have another expense or whatever, and they'll wish they'd spent that money on something else, or if they hung on to it or something like that. You know, pray you don't get an edge transit if he does it around. I mean, knock on wood, I don't get edge transit that much. I don't. Don't bark, that was me. I heard the dog starting to spin up a little bit. They're like, why was there a door knock at the back of the apartment? They're like, that doesn't make sense. But like, it could be something simple, right? You buy a cheeseburger at McDonald's, and then as you get further down the road, you see a KFC. You're like, oh, I should have gotten chicken. That I get, you know, it's a momentary craving that happens. I had a moment like this once, and I quickly just dismissed it, and I'm glad that I did. When Grindzilla, the PC, was the day it began to be built, and she has 2 980 Ti's in it. The day the build began, NVIDIA's 10,000 series was announced, and I was like, bro. But then I saw the bench tests of the 980 Ti versus the cards that were available at that point, and especially versus the price point. It was like, I'm sticking with the 980 Ti, man. They're way better for the money. But in the moment, if you're like, oh, you know, you're freaking out or something like that. But, you know, regret is a thing where you look at the past and you say, I wish that hadn't happened. Well, that is completely pointless. It is physically, dimensionally, metaphysically, and conceptually impossible to change the past. So why dwell on it? What's the point? If you're going to do anything, you say, okay, what can I do differently next time to avoid that sort of decision? You know, what road can I take that is not the same road I just went down? And I think that's a conscious decision one needs to make in order to get to that place where they're not repeating these errors, you know. But just sitting there and going, oh, that was dumb. Wish I hadn't done that. It's not going to do any good. It's not. It's not a healthy thing at all. You know, do I have regrets? Yes. I've got a handful of them I carry around in my back pocket. But I know I can't change the effect of those decisions or actions. All I can do is try to be a different, arguably better person with every decision I make after that. And I truly believe that philosophy has gotten me where I am now, where I am surrounded by loved ones. I have a family. I have a great partnership. I have an amazing community on Twitch here, and I have a good job that I enjoy, and it gives me a lot of flexibility and freedom that I've never had before in the type of work that I do. And I think that all of these things, they weren't just handed to me. I had to know what to do in life to get to these places. Like, I'll give you an example. When Farron and I decided that we had a connection, we wasted no time in communicating to one another that we had that connection, we wanted to be together, and then everything was focused on just being together and not worrying about, should we do this? Is this even possible? No. We said, we'll find a way to make this happen. Let's just do it. And I know this for a fact because I just went through all of our old messages to figure out what our actual official anniversary is. Because we've both been asking that question for a while. We had a rough idea. We didn't know what would the actual day should be. We figured it out. And reading those, it was like, wow, we really took a big leap. A big leap of faith. We just kind of said, hey, I feel a connection to you. I feel the same way. Well, let's pursue it. Okay, cool. And that was the end of it. And we just kept pushing. And barely 4 months later, I had moved across the country. And now, 7 months after that, we're still together. And we're still living together. And it's getting better every day. It's a solid relationship that traditional logic would tell you should not have worked. You know what I mean? And I think part of some of the life lessons that I've learned got us here. And I would argue she would say the same thing. For me, needing to communicate your feelings when you're feeling them, or at an appropriate time to communicate them, but making sure you're always expressing yourself is important, at least for us. I think it's healthy for anybody to express yourself, but there's ways to do it. You have to establish those lines of communication with your partner or your friends or your family so they know when you say something where that's coming from. I have been in many relationships and partnerships and friendships where communication just wasn't clear or direct or encouraged, or it just didn't happen for whatever reason. So for us, that's something that we're both very conscious of, because we've both been in situations where we did not do that and later came to find that things went in a direction we didn't want them to go, and that may have been avoidable. So rather than just looking back and saying, well, I wish I hadn't done that, we took steps to switch roads, change lanes, get on a different path. And, I'm not a huge believer in, pardon the phrase, destiny or fate, if you will. But I do feel like, we got to be together partially because we learned to recognize when something is good and to not be afraid to hold on to it. And, maybe I don't necessarily think that either of us were really emotionally ready to be with each other, but we didn't care. We're like, you know what? We'll work through whatever we got to work through, but this is good. This is worth having. This is something that we can have. Let's seize it. And so far, so good, man. I'm digging it, You guys heard me, probably see me ramble on and on about the holiday on Twitter and stuff, and to a lesser degree here on the channel. But it was an amazing holiday. It really was. I haven't felt that much a part of something in that way, like of a family unit or something, like a very, very, very long time. And I needed that. I don't think I really understood how much I needed that. until I had it again. Because I had convinced myself for so long that I didn't need that. Because I didn't have the means. You know, with my parents being gone, I was like, forget it. You know, never going to get that back again. And here I am. My own family. And feels really good. I mean, I hate to beat a dead horse. But I'm in a good place. I really am. And I'm always pinching myself. I keep waiting to wake up and be back in Iowa and be by myself. Seriously. I think the day that I am able to psychologically 100% accept my position in life without any imposter syndrome, that's going to be a hell of a good day. You know? I really do. Perhaps it says everyone needs a little good old loving. Happy for you. Happy for you being an amazing person. Just saying. Just saying. You know? You know? You know? But none of that would have happened. And I can argue that I can look back and see that there were times where I was just sitting in my own bucket of regret and just going, well, that's never going to happen because I shouldn't have done that. Missed that opportunity. And I was so busy dwelling on the missed opportunity that I wasn't really looking or being aware that when an opportunity came up. Then we spend so much time chasing after opportunity. We spend so much time chasing after or reaching out in desperation, being grabby, trying to make sure that whatever it is we want, we're just like holding our hands out. Well, you're not always going to come across the real opportunity by just grabbing at everything and seeing what sticks. Sometimes you just got to be comfortable with who you are, know what you're looking for, and it'll just kind of happen, for lack of a better term. You know, I look at almost everything that I'm grateful for in this moment, and they're things that I could not have anticipated, and they happened when they needed to happen, right? Farron and I deciding we wanted to be together happened out of fucking nowhere. And then when it came time, okay, we really have to push. Well, I need to get a job so I can start making some money. The job almost fell into my lap. Then when I realized that job wasn't going to make enough money for me to stay afloat and save to come down there, on a complete fluke, I said, I'll start a GoFundMe just in case people want to throw some money at it. We raised the entire move budget in less than 2 weeks. Most of it in the first week. It was crazy. And everything about the move itself at that point just kind of fell into place. I mean, it was down to the wire. But it happened, and it ended up working just fine, despite some bumps that I would rather have avoided. But hey, you know, at the end of the day, the end result was what I was looking for. And then the job that I had gotten to be a placeholder and just make some money, I haven't left. I keep getting new opportunities there. And whether or not that'll remain a career remains to be seen. I know what I want to be doing with this job, and time will tell. The next few months are going to tell whether or not I'm going to be able to get to that place, or if I'm going to more or less have to kind of stick where I'm at. Which, if that's the case, I'm not going to be the happiest guy in the world. I won't be unhappy, I just won't be where I want to be. So I need to try and make some opportunity with that job to make it something that would really work well moving forward. So we'll see. I'm hoping that does happen. But if it doesn't, it's been facilitating so many good things in my life, I can't complain for a moment. You know, and there's other things we're looking forward to. Like we're ready to move forward and get out of here and get into a house. That is the next huge priority for us. And there's a couple things that I need to make sure are in place for us to be able to do that. And that is, we've been working towards this pretty much since we decided to live together in the first place. Okay, well, we can't do this now. We're going to have to do it in this time frame. So, and I think all these things are going to fall in place as they're supposed to. And I, it's cheesy, but having a little faith in the universe and feeling at ease with your life makes a ton of difference. Instead of looking back and going, oh shit, it's bad. Don't do that. Be comfortable. Also, hello, Rez. How are you, sir? I'll even do it for you. There are 4 lights. There are 4 lights, bro. Bruh. Reznov, the original, do not accept anything less. But I think that's about as much of a discussion as you're going to get from me about regret today. Because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it.